So Miss Havisham asked me if I'd actually come and document the Canal basin. There's been a lot of stuff going off in the Canal basin lately, but let's just give you a bit of history. This area here, where you see, well, that's Lloyd's Banking Group and various other things, you've got the Best Western Hotel there. I think that's probably going through some changes because it's been probably bought out. I don't see people hanging around here at the moment, but all this area here on this side of the Canal basin was actually the Malchavas car park. It was a massive car park, so you come down the parkway, park your car here very cheaply. Wasn't a great surface, but it did the job, and then you walk into the A market. It was absolutely thriving car park, and then they built all over it with the Best Western Hotel and everything else. So you have got Victoria Quays car park, very easy to get to from the parkway as you come down. Turn right at the smaller roundabout and then second left into the Victoria Quays car park. Because I recommend going on Jose, putting the app on. It'll automatically log you in and out, and it's £3.50 all day. So I think that's really good car park. Your car's safe in here. You get a ticket when you come out, and then you can go back in with your ticket on the door. Make sure you got the ticket, because it's not always manned now on the telephones. So where you can see, let's have a look there, you can see it says the Quays. This area that runs across the top used to be the railway viaduct, so they dropped stuff into the Canal basin from the railway from up there. But I just want to give you an idea, but there's been some changes around here. So here used to be a pub years ago. I'm talking back in 2000 in there. I remember going for a drink one lunchtime with my manager in there. So that's not there anymore. But like Miss Havisham says, she thought Victoria Quays were going to be like Hebden Bridge, and it was going to be a bohemian place. Now I was expecting it to be a shopping centre originally, a proper shopping centre. And you'll see in a moment as we come further around, but I just want to give you an appreciation for the area. So that's the canal taking you up to Rotherham. There's a cycle track all the way along there. It needs a bit of work doing between Darnell and Tinsley. Got a little bit of our old industry there. I hope that stays. But there's a bit of a shipyard, I think, up there, just as you start going down up to Attercliffe. You find a shipyard. It's quite a nice place, really. It's just that we never made enough out of it. Now you can see all the big office blocks around it. It seems to have been more about that than it was about the shopping area we expected all those years ago. So just here, you can have a river cruise. You occasionally see it on the river. They do Christmas functions and things like that. So these railway arches have been sold by the Canal and River Trust. Now, I thought the Canal and River Trust shop had shut down, and it had. It's probably been shut down over a year. And I actually caught a couple of the people in here, and they said the reason the shop shut is because they couldn't afford the rent anymore, and the Canal Trust sold it on to some, I think possibly a foreign investor again, but don't quote me on that one. But the Canal and River Trust eventually got this for the volunteers, and they come around picking litter up. They don't get paid for it, they do it because they want to do it. So they've now got a new HQ here, but it's not quite the same as a shop where you used to be able to see boats and buy boats from there. So this is the end of the bit I was talking about, where the train used to come along the top of the viaduct. Now I don't know what this is about. I don't know if this was whether this has been left here on purpose. It looks like an advertisement for Dorothy Pax, who's just closed. So all these railway viaducts have been sold on, and you'll start to see as we walk down. Now this looks a nice little rest place for a drink and whatever. I think they sell food as well. It was open on Christmas Eve and it's still open. So I'm glad it's still open. I thought they'd shut and they hadn't. Now just here was Dorothy Packs and that's just shut. There's a bit of an heartbreaking story on that one. I think it was a music venue inside. So that was under the arches. So that's just shut, and but this one is definitely open. So I'm glad I got some background information from the Canal Trust people. So there's a bit of a duck thing here, as you can see. And then they've decorated it up quite nicely. But as you look here, all these units have been sold on then by the Canal Trust, whether it's to a foreign investor or what, and they're all now for let. This is the way out of the car park that you need a ticket to get back in. And like I said, it's £3.50, that's best value car parking. You're getting Sheffield and your car's safe in there. I've just been told this is now shut. It was a snooker place. I think it used to come up every sort of time snooker was on. Well, that's shut now. You see they're all got to let signs on. It's really good that Miss Abisham gave me a nudge. If people give me a nudge, I'll do stuff. So there again, another to let. So just here, this was the Canal and River Trust office where they used to advertise boats in the window, and I noticed it had shut, but I thought it had only recently shut, but I'm told it was probably about a year ago. So when they moved on, when they sold it on, the Canal and River Trust had to move out of there. So this is open, I think, probably during office hours. Yeah, Monday to Friday, 8:30 till 3 o'clock. Someone's just come down the canal from Rotherham on his bike, hoping to use it, but it's only open on a working day. It was Stumpy's for a long time. But you can just see the canal. Sorry, what am I on about? Not the canal. Yeah, you can see the canal, but what you can do is you can see the parkway. And you can see the Supertram line coming down. So up there it says Navigation House on that office block, and that says to let, but I don't know if it's to let all the lot. But like I say, we expected this to be a proper shopping centre, some sort of trendy shopping centre, and to me it's never lived up to its potential. You've got a friendly duck here, he's not going to move, is he? Probably don't mind being filmed. So he's used to people, and I think there's some houses people can live in. So I've seen, whether they're for people who work here, I don't know, but he's definitely a friendly chap. He don't look an happy bunny, does he? So you got the Best Western Hotel here, and I think at one bit it got, well, I thought it was closing down. I think it's probably got sold on. I've not noticed people outside here like I used to, wedding parties and things like that. Somewhere around here, I think it may be there. I think it's where the litter pickers work from in one of these units. Or they did do, might not now. It's been sold on by the Canal and River Trust. So there's your Best Western Plus. And just here, well, I'll just come back to that in a moment. Just here is more offices like solicitors, accountants or whatever. And then here, what we expected was this to be a big indoor shopping area with like lots of small, niche little shops. And it's never been that, it's been offices. I think we lost a big chance to make this a fantastic place. Well, there's always time, but you've got to have the will as well, haven't you? I suspect that a lot of this lot will, whatever, could become more apartments, flats. So in a moment I'm going to do the Holiday Inn, but I was concerned about the use of this hotel, but this is definitely still going to be for the general public, so that's good news. Let's just have a quick look under here for you. So this would have been the grain warehouse here. I can remember back in the 60s, 70s when we were kids, we used to park on Maltravers, and this was just all redundant. A bit of a wreck. You can see a boat actually underneath there. I'll just zoom in on it under OVO. There's a boat under there. But I'll show you where the corn exchange was in a moment, and it was always a mystery with me, the corn exchange, where it was. And I looked on some old maps and worked it out, but another fantastic building we've lost. But this was all done up, say in the 70s. Took a long time because they started doing it, and then they stopped doing it, and then they finished it off. So I don't know if this is just offices here. Well, I'll just pop round the front in a moment and show you where the corn exchange was, but I try and do positive videos, but we are fighting an agenda. Right, let me just show you through here, and then I'll just spin round the front and show you around the front as well. It's a positive video-ish to start the day. So we're on Furnival Road here. That used to be the waterworks offices. That's Victoria Station. It's so deserted around here, I tell you. And we're walking up to Haymarket, which would have been thriving on a Saturday, or thriving most days. But the reason, well, the corn exchange had a fire, but it could have been renovated. It was a beautiful building. And I'll put a link into a picture in the description. So it was knocked down, they said, because it had a fire, but also because they wanted to build the Parkway roundabout and all this lot, so they changed things. So we're just about coming up to where the corn exchange was. But I'll just show you around the front of this place. It's a perfect day for filming. So we're walking a bit down to the Parkway roundabout. Now just here you can see Wharf Street, and this road sort of goes round, and right here was the corn exchange. To me, places like Leeds did not places down like this. Corn exchange is absolutely beautiful, and it was sort of situated about here. This would have been the side of it. Probably one of the most wonderful buildings in Sheffield from a historical and architectural point of view. That would have been the back of the building. If I just walk round here, I'll just show you where the front of the building is. But if you go in the description, you'll see a picture of the corn exchange, and you tell me, should they have been allowed to knock it down? I think they had a fire in 1948, and it got left disused for about 20 years. Then they knocked it down to build a Parkway roundabout and extend the road out. So this would have been the front side of the corn exchange. So it's a relatively positive video. I know things aren't quite as we want, but it's really up to people to shout out to be out to the council for things to be how they want. I just write to the chief executive and leader each time I'm not happy. If enough people do it, we can change Sheffield for the better, because Sheffield still remains in our hearts. So that's a quick update from the Canal Basin in Sheffield, Victoria Quays. Please like the video, follow the channel and click on notifications for new videos in the future. I appreciate that.